Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope everything's going great for you. Just another day in paradise. Just another drawing day in paradise. Anyways, just gonna be drawing on this Wednesday morning, doing a little bit of work per se. As you can see, Goku has developed quite nicely. He's starting to form out real good. What's really kind of cool about this is this art vlog is it's kind of showing like the progress in real time on a micro scale. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like the I like those I like seeing like time lapse videos and stuff. That's very interesting. But it's super deceiving, you know. It is super deceiving. Showing these time-lapse videos of people drawing, and this right here is probably a better like representation of what it truly means, or like how much time it truly takes to draw something, you know, even so much as like a sketch in a sketchbook, you know. Now, I'm going a lot slower. I'm definitely going a lot slower than I normally would if I were not doing a video. And the reason why is when I do a video and I'm talking and drawing at the same time, there's a level of distraction there that is very present. It's very difficult for me personally. Maybe some individuals don't have this problem. It's difficult for me to partition my attention to two things, you know. And what I mean by that is like splitting my attention towards drawing and trying to maintain some sort of like dialogue the entire way. And that's difficult. That's very difficult. And like you'll see these videos on YouTube where people are talking as they're working, but they're not talking as they're working per se. What's really happening is they're like narrating over themselves working. So like they do the drawing and then they're narrating what they were doing as they're doing it. So they're editing the video after the fact. I don't know if there's a lot of videos. There's a few videos of people talking as they draw, but not as many as I think there should be. I think there should be more, man. It's a difficult trade. It's difficult to draw and talk at the same time, man. It's kind of like this. When personally, I don't know if this is a good analogy, but like I try to use it to some people. For some people, and they might find some utility out of it. It's like the analogy is when you're doing math. Well, this only applies to people who are accountants or still in school or college or high school or whatever school level, whatever level of schooling you're in. When you're doing math, you're not necessarily like, it's not like you're having a conversation with your parents or your family or something like that, you know. Like if you're doing taxes, right? Like it's not like you're sitting down and really having deep conversations with people while you're doing this mentally intensive job, which is taxes or math or whatever, you know. It's kind of like that. So whenever I'm drawing and trying to articulate some of these ideas or just talk in general as I'm drawing, there is a bit of a handicap there. So you'll often see me draw at a half pace, maybe at 50%, like I'm going 50% less, or I'm going 50% as fast as I normally go, or I'm going 75% as fast, or as little as 25% as fast. Like the speed will go down dramatically. And also the amount of pen pressure tends to go down, because I've been finding when I do these videos and I'm trying to draw, two things happen. Either one or two things happen. I either am purposely mindful of how much pen pressure I'm applying on the surface, or I am way too heavy with the pin pressure because I'm a little anxious. Maybe I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know. And because of that, I have to kind of backpedal. And that's what happened in this first video. When I first started this Goku drawing, I did a video of me starting him, and I was pressing really hard. I was very aggressive with the beginnings of this drawing. And you can see some of the marks here. There's some marks here. Right here, right, this line here was his neck, and then I initially expanded it. Right here was his neck originally on this side, and I expanded it. I think right here, where you see this line here, that was the size of his right side of his jaw. Technically, it'd be his left side, but on this right side of the jaw, that was where his head ended, and I had to make it wider because it didn't look like the character, you know? And so that's because I was a little bit nervous, man. And you shouldn't be nervous when you draw, bro. You should be like relaxed. Relax, man. You should be relaxed. Drawing should not be stressful. Let me point that out. Drawing should not be stressful. Do not get stressed out over drawings. I'm a teacher, and I see students get stressed out over drawings all the time. I'm like, man, it's just a drawing, dude. It's just a drawing. Don't get upset over it. It's not gonna hurt you. It's not a reflection on your ability, you know. Well, maybe it is a reflection on your ability, but it's a reflection of your ability at that time. It's not where you're gonna go. It's not how far you'll go or how much growth you'll have. Just take your time, man, and don't worry. Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. Just spend a little bit of time each day, and you'll be fine. Anything that you do, spend a little bit of time each day, and you'll get better at it. Or at the very least, you'll get faster at it, more efficient at it. And it'll become second nature, man. It'll become second nature. It will become second nature. So notice how I'm holding the pen kind of like this. Like I'm trying to hold it as if it's like air. Like it's just a floaty little object in my hand. So I can avoid, and sometimes I'll even hold it like this where it's very far away, so I don't, to avoid pin pressure. But sometimes I find that can be a little bit difficult. So just take your time, man. Enjoy the process, and it's just a drawing. It is just a drawing. At least that's what I say to myself. But gosh, man, when I was younger, I would compare myself to all these good artists, man. I'd compare myself, and it didn't make me happy. It made art like a competition, and it made art kind of anxiety driven, you know? It made it like stressful. It was enjoyable, but it didn't make it fun. It made me it ruined my patience. I used to not be so patient. I used to not be so patient. It would I would be very impatient with my work because I would want the drawing done immediately, you know? And I would always try to think of ways to make the drawings go faster. But the more I've drawn, the more I've kind of come to learn that, man, you just got to trust the process. You just got to keep going and just keep chugging along. Because if you try to expedite your drawing, you're going to put yourself in a very unfortunate position, you know. Not that you can't get out of it, but get out of the drawing. But you're going to, if you rush a drawing, sometimes you can rush a drawing. Like we're talking about like sketching, you know, by all means, man, go gesture draw away. But if we're trying to draw like a developed drawing that we spend a lot of time on, you don't want to rush it. Anyways, that is it for the day. I got to get going. I hope you enjoyed today's little video. You all rock. Cheers, my friends.